I never thought I'd hear the words. It's your fault I cheated. Not I'm sorry. Not I messed up. Not I broke our vows. Just blame. I was the one working overtime. The one paying the bills. The one trying to hold our family together. And yet, somehow, I became the villain in my own marriage. If you've ever been betrayed, if you've ever been gaslighted, if you've ever questioned your worth because someone else refused to take responsibility, this story is for you. My wife, Sarah, and I had been married for 9 years. 9 years of building a life. 9 years of shared dreams. 9 years of believing we were a team. We weren't perfect. No marriage is, but we were solid. Or at least, that's what I believed. We met in college. She was the girl who laughed too loudly, loved late-night conversations, and believed in forever before the world had time to disappoint her. I was the ambitious one, always planning, always working, always trying to build something stable. From the beginning, I promised her one thing: I will always take care of you. And I did. I worked my way up from a junior employee to a department manager. Long hours, missed weekends, late nights, early mornings. Not because I didn't want to be home, but because I wanted to give her the life she deserved. A home, security, freedom from financial stress. I thought that was love. But love, apparently, had a different definition in her heart. Looking back now, the signs were there. She stopped waiting up for me at night. The goodnight texts became shorter. The affection became routine, mechanical, almost scripted. How was your day? Fine. What's for dinner? Leftovers. No emotion. No warmth. I thought she was tired. I thought she was stressed. I thought we were just in a phase. Everyone says marriage has phases. I told myself, just get through this project. Just make it to the promotion. Just a little more sacrifice, and everything will be better. But while I was sacrificing time, she was giving her heart to someone else. And I had no idea. It started with a phone. Her phone. One night, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I wasn't snooping, I had no reason to, but the screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize. Mark. And the message preview read, I miss you already. Today was perfect. My heart dropped. I told myself, maybe it's work. Maybe it's a friend. Don't jump to conclusions. But something felt off. I didn't confront her that night. I didn't want to be paranoid. I didn't want to be that husband. But once doubt enters your heart, it never leaves quietly. Over the next few weeks, I noticed changes. She guarded her phone like it held state secrets. She smiled at messages, not at me, but at her screen. She started working late, something she never used to do. One night, I casually asked, "Who's Mark?" She froze, just for a second, but that second was enough. "Oh, just a coworker," she said quickly. "We're on the same project." Her voice was calm. Too calm. I nodded. But inside, my instincts were screaming. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked her phone, and what I found shattered everything. Their conversations weren't just friendly. They were intimate, emotional, romantic. I've never felt this connected to anyone before. I wish I met you earlier. You understand me in ways he never, did he? That was me, the man who worked himself into exhaustion to provide, the man who stayed loyal, the man who thought he was her safe place. They talked about dreams. They talked about leaving. They talked about a future together. And then, I saw it. A photo, her in his arms. Not a work meeting. Not a misunderstanding. An affair. My hands were shaking. My chest felt like it was collapsing. My mind couldn't process what my eyes were seeing. The woman I loved. The woman I trusted. The woman I built my life around had betrayed me. I confronted her that night. I didn't scream. I didn't shout. I didn't throw anything. I just held up her phone and said, "Who is he?" She looked at the screen, then at me, then away. And instead of crying, instead of apologizing, instead of breaking down, she sighed, like she was tired of being exposed. "It's not what you think," she said. "That sentence, that lie, every cheater starts with that." "Then what is it?" I asked. Silence. Then she said the words that still haunt me. "You emotionally abandoned me." I blinked. "What?" "You were never there," she continued. "You were always working, always tired, always unavailable." I felt alone. So, she cheated, and somehow, I was the reason. She didn't deny the affair, she justified it. I needed emotional connection. I needed to feel wanted. I needed to feel seen. And somehow, her betrayal turned into my failure. She made me question everything. Was I really absent? Was I really neglectful? Was I really responsible for her choices? I replayed our marriage in my head. Every late night, every missed dinner, every moment I chose work over a date. And suddenly, I wasn't just betrayed. I was confused. I was doubting myself. I was questioning my worth. This is what gaslighting does. It doesn't just hurt you. It rewrites your reality. For weeks, I lived in emotional hell. I apologized, not for her cheating, but for not being present enough. I promised to change. I promised to be more attentive. I promised to do better. I became the one begging her to stay, begging her to choose us, begging her to stop seeing him. And she kept both. Me for stability, him for excitement. She told me, "I'm confused. I need time. I don't know what I want." But what she really meant was, "I want both, and I want you to accept it." One night, I saw her texting him while sitting next to me on the couch. I asked her to stop. She said, "You're being controlling." That was the moment something inside me broke. Not from anger, not from rage, but from realization. I was not her husband anymore. I was her safety net. I was her backup plan. I was her emotional ATM. And I finally asked myself, why am I fighting for someone who's not fighting for me? I stopped begging. I stopped apologizing. I stopped explaining. Instead, I started observing her behavior, her patterns, her manipulation. And the more I watched, the clearer it became. She wasn't confused. She was selfish. She wasn't hurting. She was avoiding responsibility. She wasn't a victim. She was the one causing the pain. And suddenly, my self-blame turned into I told her, "I know about the affair. I know it's still happening, and I will not compete for my own wife." She laughed, not nervously, not awkwardly. She laughed, dismissively. "You're overreacting," she said. "It's not like I'm leaving you." And that's when I realized something terrifying. She truly believed I would never leave. She believed I would tolerate anything. She believed I had no boundaries. She was wrong. I told her I wanted separation. Her expression changed. Not sadness, not guilt, fear. "Are you serious?" she asked. "Yes. But what about us? What about the vows you broke?" I replied. That's when she finally cried. Not when she cheated. Not when she lied. Not when she gaslighted. But when she realized she was losing control. Leaving was the hardest thing I've ever done. I left the house I paid for. I left the memories. I left the life I thought I had. But I did not leave my dignity. For the first time in months, I slept peacefully. For the first time in years, I felt light. For the first time since the betrayal, I felt free. Healing wasn't fast. Healing wasn't easy. Healing wasn't linear. Some days I felt strong, other days I felt broken. Some days I felt relief, other days I felt grief. But every day I chose myself. I went to therapy, I started journaling, I went to the gym, I reconnected with friends, I rebuilt the parts of me that I had abandoned while trying to save someone else. One night, while journaling, I wrote, "I did not cause her to cheat," and for the first time, I believed it. Her choices were her responsibility. Her betrayal was her decision. Her actions were her burden. I was not the problem. I was the man who loved too hard, trusted too deeply, and stayed too long. And that does not make me weak. That makes me human. Months later, she reached out. "I've made a mistake," she said. "I ended things with him. I miss you. I want to try again." I listened, not because I wanted her back, but because I wanted closure, she said. "I realize now what I lost." I replied, "You didn't lose me. You gave me away." I told her, "I forgive you, not for you, but for me. But I will never return to someone who blamed me for their betrayal." She cried, she begged, she promised, but I had already made peace with my past, and I wasn't going to sacrifice my future. Today, my life looks different. Not perfect, not painless, but peaceful. I no longer chase people who don't choose me. I no longer beg for love. I no longer tolerate disrespect disguised as confusion. I choose peace. I choose honesty. I choose myself. And for the first time, I am proud of the man I've become. If someone cheated on you, that does not mean you were not enough. If someone blamed you, that does not mean you were the problem. If someone betrayed you, that does not mean you deserved it. Sometimes, the greatest revenge is not hurting them back. It's healing. It's walking away. It's becoming someone they no longer have access to. If this story resonated with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and comment below. Would you forgive someone who cheated and blamed you, or would you walk away? Your story might help someone else heal.